Super Bowl is right around the corner. Who's going to win? Is it going to be the Chiefs? Is it going to be the Eagles? And also, is the NFL and this Super Bowl rigged? I'm going to dive into all the intricate details on who the winner is going to be and who the loser is going to be. And the loser, whoever that's going to be, what are their only chance of winning? Does that make sense to you? I know who the loser is going to be, but there's one piece of hope that they can hang on that's actually going to help them win. So if you're new to the channel, if you want to learn about NFL news, fantasy football, you want to get all the up-to-date information, this is the channel you have to subscribe. Smash it, tap it, slap it, and let's make this ultra interactive. Make sure you guys drop a comment below. Let me know who you think is going to be the winner because I want to get your feedback. I want you guys to dive into this because prior to going into the Super Bowl, I even saw the NFL awards. Snoop Dogg was out there saying, making jokes about the ref. Okay, it's not even a joke because it's real. The refs have actually been helping the Chiefs. I want to get your feedback. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? Why they're going to win the Super Bowl? Love to dive in, into your comments and reply back to as many people as I possibly can. Okay. If you're new to the channel again, smash that thumbs up and subscribe. All right, let's dive into this. So who's going to win? Well, we need to talk about, first of all, the spread, and that is leaning towards the Chiefs. They are, at the time of this recording, a 1-point favorite going into this. The Super Bowl is going to be held in New Orleans, and Super Bowls, they get a ton of viewership, they get a ton of eyeballs, they get a lot of seats sold. Now, going into this game, by the way, the nosebleed section, the worst, the lowest end seat was selling over $10K. The prices of these tickets were plummeting, and I think now it's selling for like $5 to $6K for like the lowest end seats. So it seems like a lot of people, and there's been this movement saying boycott the NFL. The NFL's rigged, and a lot of people are pissed off to see the Chiefs end up in the Super Bowl. Now, as hated as and I'm wearing the Eagles hat because I'm a big Saquon Barkley fantasy football advocate, and I was promoting him, and I had him on my fantasy team. So that's why I have an Eagles hat. But there's a lot of people that actually hate the Eagles, okay? Understandably so, based on what we've seen some of the fan base people do, right? Now, everybody's kind of rooting for the Eagles because everybody hates on the Chiefs, because nobody wants to keep winning, right? They want to kind of see the underdog shine. And in this case, based on where the spread's going, the Eagles are the underdog, and based on what the refs are doing. So leading up, I'm going to get to the winner in a second here, but I want to talk about what kind of led up to this finale here. And a big part of it was the Bills and the Chiefs game. Now, go back. I did a ton of videos. I had Brian Tuohy on, the author of The Fix Is In, talking about how the NFL is rigged, how it's fixed, and how literally these guys, it's an entertainment company. The NFL doesn't care. It's an entertainment company. They can rig these games with no legal ramifications. So understand that you have to follow the money. Now, the Chiefs, I was looking at the season. I'm like, they're a terrible team. They basically pulled out wins out of the skin of their teeth. They had close games with the Vegas Raiders. They had close games versus the crappy Carolina Panthers. They had close games versus the Chargers. If you look at from like week 12 to week 17, go back and look. There's a lot of games that they just barely pulled out. And then I thought that was kind of sketchy. And then I saw, okay, the obvious proof was there. When you watch that Bills game, you watch over and over that first down with Josh Allen, the catch to Xavier Worthy, which wasn't a catch, hit the floor, right? Hit the ground. There's a lot of things that indicate, a lot of holding calls that, the Chiefs were holding the Bills players. It just wasn't called, right? So you got to take a look at all that and confirm that like there's something sketchy going on. So why would they want the Chiefs to make it to the Super Bowl? And who's going to win? Well, they want the Chiefs at the Super Bowl because I was reading a statistic here that since the Taylor Swift and Kelce relationship, if you even call it that, started, they've made over $1 billion in revenue. And that's just new eyeballs of people that just don't watch the NFL. It's like Swifters or Swifties or whatever coming in. So they're making all this money off new eyeballs. So that's number one. And then a lot of people, I was talking to Brian too, we go back and listen to that show with Brian, the author again of The Fix Is In, who's done the research on this, who's dove into this stuff. He even came out and said basically like it is a money machine, man. These guys just care about the money, and that's the bottom line. It's about what is the bottom line. Okay, it has nothing to do with like, oh, okay, Josh Allen's a nice guy, he's the best player. They want the money. Okay, follow the money. And this is proven. There was, the feds were looking into this. Now they stopped looking into this years ago where they were investigating sports rigging. Okay, again, go back and deep dive into this. So when you look at, this money machine that is Taylor Swift, you got to consider that they wanted this to happen. They wanted Swift and Kelsey in the story. Now, there's rumors of him possibly proposing. I don't know if that's even going to happen. I doubt it, but you never know. There's that going on. And then there's also, this whole three-peat narrative, which, again, is huge because it's never been done in the NFL. They want a team to get there, right? Now, some people say, well, they don't want, Mahomes to surpass the great Brady, which a lot of people say were fixed, his games are fixed as well. That's very possible as well. So there's cases that the Eagles are going to win. There's cases that the Chiefs are going to win. Now, they've already achieved what they wanted. They've gotten the Chiefs this far, which regardless whether they win or lose, they're still making the amount of money that they're going to make. Now, again, there has been a regression in regards to, the viewership, the ticket sales have gone down. I'm hearing, a lot of people saying boycott the NFL. There has been a loss, but I think there's more gain than loss to get to this point. But again, going back to, the Chiefs built up to this point. I mean, the refs, we saw it. We saw them basically, three-peat narrative, just barely hanging on. Now we're here. The stage is set, right? So who do they want to win? All right, I'm going to get to that in a second. But if you guys want to get in on the action, head on over to mybookie.ag. They've got props bets, they've got squares, they've got spreads, they've got straight up everything. If you want to bet on the coin flip, you can do it at mybookie.ag. The code you want to use is FFC. This is a site I'm going to be using. Head on over there right now, mybookie.ag, FFC, and enhance that game watching experience. Because it's a Super Bowl, guys. You want to get in on the action right now. mybookie.ag to get in on all that action. Make sure you guys use that code FFC for all the perks. You guys will be very, very happy on the site. Again, why not go in, dive in, to the spread straight up. It just makes the game a little bit more fun, especially if you know the outcome. And I'll tell you what I believe. Again, this is based on my opinion for entertainment purposes only, who I think is going to be the winner. mybookie.ag, go use code FFC, okay? So, who's going to win the Super Bowl? Now, this is very important. When I tell you who it's going to be, you got to listen to why. And I'll tell you something. The loser, which I'm going to mention who the loser is going to be because obviously not going to be the winner, I'll tell you how they could actually win. So this is very important. I'm going to do a deep dive here. So I believe it's still going to be the Chiefs. But like I said, they've already kind of achieved what they want to achieve, and that was get to the Super Bowl because they've got those eyeballs already set. The stage is set. So let's build up the case on why the Chiefs are going to win. Number one, they're favored, right? And this is just going towards why the Chiefs are going to win. I'll give you the reasons why the Eagles are going to win. Number one, they're favored. So Vegas knows something, right? Number two, Taylor Swift narrative, right? Maybe the proposal, it's exciting. That's big, okay? Number three, the three-peat. That's huge. Never been done. They came this close. They did a lot of rigging and a lot of fixing to get this far. They didn't come this far to only come this far. It's kind of that mentality. So with that three-peat on the line, it's hard. It's very hard to say, hey, man, we're just going to not make the Chiefs win after all that, okay? So that's obvious. All that work that went into it. So those are kind of the main three reasons that I think the Chiefs are going to win. I don't think they're going to win because they're the better team. I really don't. I think the Eagles are the better team, which goes into the fact of, the Eagles. They are the better team. And there is this, this thought process going through my head that because everybody knows, kind of figure out that it's rigged, because everybody's kind of on that train now, everybody's kind of aware of it. They're talking about the refs, they're joking about Snoop Dogg, again at the awards and on and on and on and on. Because of that, I'm almost thinking that if they give it to the Eagles, they can kind of, put everything to rest and say, oh, it's not fixed anymore. It's just not fixed and everything is fine and you guys were just whatever, right? So there's that whole thing. So the only way, literally, that the Eagles win is that if the NFL makes them win. Does that make sense to you guys? Anybody, whether the Chiefs win, the NFL wants to make them win. But there's one thing you got to watch, and a lot of people are hate watching too. That's another reason that the ratings could be up, because a lot of people like myself are going to be hate watching and specifically watch the referees. So when you are watching this game, you want to be watching it extremely, and I repeat, extreme closely, because you're going to be want to watching the refs do their thing one way or another. Okay, so this is very, very important. And again, the refs will be under a complete microscope for this game. So again, that's my thoughts on this. Let me know what you guys think. I believe wholeheartedly that the Chiefs are going to win. They didn't come this far. They come this far. Taylor Swift's story, it was designed like this because, again, the refs did a lot of work to get them this far. I still believe the Chiefs are going to win. But if the Eagles win, that would put a whole new spin on it and be like, oh, man, this it's not rigged. The NFL can say, oh, no, see, no, it's not. We told you. At the same end, it wouldn't matter for the NFL anyway because they already made it this far. They already got the stage set. They got the Chiefs to where they wanted them anyway. Regardless who wins, it doesn't matter because the amount of seats sold and everything, from a revenue standpoint, stands still. Does that make sense to you guys? Hopefully that makes sense. I would love to get your feedback below on who you think is going to win and does this make sense? Because it's not even about breaking down like who the better team is, but based on what we've seen, it's about who they want to win. You guys don't understand this, right? It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with like this team's better, the other team. Let's match the skills. Let's go running back versus right. No, based on what you saw with the Bills, because the Bills were the better team. Josh Allen was superior this year. That offense was better than the Chiefs. Again, remember, the Chiefs just barely pulling things out of the skin of their teeth, right? Bills were a better team. They lost, and we saw why they lost, okay? So it has nothing to do with which team is better. That's evident. So now we just got to kind of pick based on what I've laid out which team is going to win. So I'd love to get your feedback below. Make it interactive. Smash the tab, hit the thumbs up. I'm going to keep the content rolling for fantasy all year round, NFL news. Make sure you guys are subscribed. I appreciate you guys being here. Enjoy the Super Bowl regardless and keep the microscope on the refs. Watch every play and ask questions. Think logically, all right? Go do that, all right? And make sure to head on over to mybookie.ag. Use that code FFC. Go create an account. Enhance the game watching experience. Use your gut. Use your logic. And I'm telling you guys, yes, to the answer to the question, I said it. I think the fix is in. I think it's rigged. It's all based on the refs and what the NFL wants and what the script wants, all right? Some people say it's scripted. Some people say it's rigged. Either way, same thing. They're manipulating the results. Let me know what you guys think. Go back and watch the episodes with me and Brian Toohey and the other episodes on Rigged Sports. I appreciate it. We'll talk soon. Enjoy the Super Bowl. And it should be entertaining regardless. I'm out.